My wife left me for my rich best friend saying I was boring. She doesn't know I won the lottery 3 days after the divorce finalized. The morning my wife Rebecca moved out, she actually laughed when I offered to help carry boxes to Daniel's Tesla. Even your breakups are boring, that's why I'm leaving you. In truth, I'd been trying to save our marriage for months by that point, spending $800 on counseling sessions she never attended, buying relationship books she never knew existed, even signing us up for salsa lessons that would never happen. When she announced she'd been sleeping with Daniel for 6 months, I just nodded and said I'd sign whatever papers she wanted. She looked genuinely annoyed by how quietly I was accepting everything, probably expecting me to throw something or make some desperate speech about our 7 years together. Instead, I folded her clothes into boxes with the same precision I used for my spreadsheets at the accounting firm. She kept rolling her eyes like my compliance was just another predictable trait, even calling Daniel while I was standing there to complain about how I was being passive about the whole thing. The divorce was finalized in 3 months, the fastest in our state's history. She took the house, got $1,500 monthly alimony, even my mother's dining set. The lawyer looked sympathetic but stayed professional. Then, 3 days after signing papers, I did something completely random. I bought 5 Powerball tickets at a gas station I'd never visited before. Rebecca always said lottery tickets were a tax on stupid people, and I was an accountant who should know better. She'd literally mocked my cousin for buying them at family gatherings. But that Wednesday morning, standing in an unfamiliar Shell station, I spent $10 on tickets with my morning coffee. The second ticket hit all 6 numbers when they drew that night. I won $92 million on a $2 piece of paper. After taking the lump sum and paying taxes, I walked away with $58 million in my account. I told absolutely nobody about my windfall, not even my mother. The next Monday, I walked into my accounting firm and quit on the spot, told them I needed to find myself or whatever people say. My boss assumed I was having a breakdown from the divorce. Within 2 weeks, I was on a first-class flight to Monaco, sipping champagne that cost more than my old hourly wage. I rented a yacht for 6 months, bought a Lamborghini in cash, and even started taking sailing lessons every morning from a 70-year-old French captain who charged 5,000 euros per lesson. Meanwhile, my colleague Steve kept me informed about Rebecca and Daniel through office emails and texts. Daniel's tech company was hemorrhaging money after a failed expansion, and they were burning through his savings trying to maintain their luxury lifestyle. According to Steve, Rebecca kept mentioning at mutual friends parties how she hoped I wasn't spiraling into depression alone somewhere. She seemed genuinely shocked when someone mentioned I'd moved to Monaco and was living on a yacht. After 5 months, my French was conversational enough to actually flirt at the casino bars. That's when I met Sophia during a high-stakes poker game where the buy-in was 200,000 euros. She was a financial advisor from Milan who turned her inheritance into a fortune, loved sailing more than anything, and found my lottery story absolutely hilarious. We started taking her speedboat to private beaches, flying to Dubai for weekend shopping trips, doing everything Rebecca had called wasteful and immature. One random Thursday evening, while Sophia and I were eating Michelin-starred sushi on my yacht's deck, my phone exploded with notifications from Rebecca. I made the biggest mistake of my life. Daniel is broke and you were never boring. Please take me back. Then another message. Steve told me you're living on some boat in Monaco. How are you affording this? And another. This is insane. Stop ignoring me. Answer me right now. We belong together and you know it. I showed all the messages to Sophia, who then laughed until tears formed. Tell her you found someone who never thought you were boring, she said, adjusting her Cartier sunglasses. So, I sent back exactly that. I found someone who never thought I was boring. Good luck with Daniel. Rebecca's response came within seconds. Living on boats is financial suicide. You'll be broke and homeless within a year. I showed Sophia the bitter message, and we both laughed for a good 5 minutes. Then she just smiled and said, should we tell her about the lottery? I thought about it for a moment, then typed the truth she'd never suspected. I told her about the Powerball ticket I'd bought 3 days after our divorce was finalized, how I'd won $92 million while she was celebrating her freedom with Daniel. The typing bubbles appeared and disappeared for 5 straight minutes before her meltdown began. She claimed the money was half hers, threatened lawyers, screamed about marital assets in all caps, demanded $46 million. I reminded her that the divorce papers she'd eagerly signed were dated 3 days before my win. Her final messages were just pure rage and desperation, walls of text about how I'd planned this, how I owed her, how she'd destroy me in court. Sophia watched me block Rebecca's number with an amused smile. Then we ordered another bottle of Dom Perignon to celebrate my boring life.